Hi class, my name is Shariah Harris and I'm introducing to you my trip to Italy. So for my trip, we will be flying through Turkish Airlines, departing from Grand Rapids Gerald Ford Airport, entering through Milan airline. So there are a total of 6 people attending the trip, 5 of which are adults and 1 is a teenager. Our flight leaves at 7:30 a.m. May 23rd. I found tickets pricing at $2,261.30 round trip for each individual. We do have a $10,000 budget, but the tickets are not included, so the number that I gave you really doesn't matter. So for day 1, we will arrive at the airport at 7:30 a.m. to fly out of Grand Rapids. Upon arrival to Milan, we will be taking a taxi to the Airbnb that we chose, and the taxi that we will take will round about $93 to make it to our destination. And for the Airbnb, it's a total of, for the entire 7 days, $1,705.81, and that's including like extra fees as well, like cleaning fees or whatnot. So the Airbnb that I found consists of 3 bedrooms, 5 beds. Yes, 3 bedrooms, 5 beds. So 2 full-size beds in 2 of the rooms, and then 1 queen size bed in 1 of the room. So the people coming on my trip will be me and my partner, my niece and my sister, and then 2 of my friends. So as far as living conditions go, it'll be me and my partner staying in 1 room, my sister and her niece will be in the other room, and then our 2 friends will be in the same room in separate beds. And then my sister and her niece and my niece can stay together if they want. So after we make it to the B&B, we're gonna look around, see what the Airbnb has to offer us, and then after that we have reservations to eat at Naples, Milano, where we will be taking the train. Where the Airbnb that I chose is located, the train station is actually located directly under the house, so that's kind of nice but yet inconvenient because of the sound. But what I was reading was that it kind of is soundproof, so we should be fine. So the restaurant we chose, we'll be going for a variety of pizzas and desserts. We plan on starting with maybe appetizers and then going from there. After we get there, we plan on having a movie night where we would take a taxi back to the house. And so food is going to cost around $25 per person, and then $30 per person for traveling fees there and back, $15 each, and then giving us a grand total of $330 for our first night in Milan. For day 2, we will be going sightseeing at Duomo di Milan and taking a sunset boat tour for an hour. Once the ride is finished, we will be going out to eat at Trattoria della Trabbla, where the menu is very broad, so it'll hopefully be nice for my niece's taste buds. After dinner, we're headed back to the Airbnb to refresh, and since we do have a teenager with us, she obviously can't go to a nightclub. We intend on going to a nightclub a few times during the trip, so for this night, my partner and I and then 2 of our friends will potentially go to a nightclub, and then my sister and my niece will stay back. So for our second night, dinner, sightseeing was $470, and then dinner would be $173.10, and then traveling fees again were $30 per person, and then the nightclub was $29.44 for the 4 people that came. That was just for entry, and drinks would be about $58.66, giving us a total of $1,061.76 for day 2. So for day 3, we plan on leaving around 11 a.m. Which is kind of late, especially going on a trip. But we will be going at 11 a.m. to have brunch at Boscovich Bistro in Osteria. After brunch, we're gonna head back to the Airbnb, and then after that, we will be taking a train and going to Spiaggia di Ono Beach for a few hours, between 5 to 6 hours, just to sit and relax, walk the beach, do what we can while we're there. We should head back to the beach, and then yeah. So with that day, we're looking at $104.60 for the brunch, and then transportation, of course, $30 again per person, $15 each there and back. And then for dinner, we're going to Mama Rosa Osteria, which would be $160.15, giving us a grand total of $624.75 for day 3. For day 4, we'll start our day bright and early with breakfast at Coquette. Then a nice walk around the city just to get a feel of our surroundings, because I don't feel like we're going to do that much. So hopefully we can have that. Afterwards, we will pay for a tuk-tuk riding around the city for about an hour. About an hour and a half, depends. And go to a few local stops. So a few of the tourist attractions that we will be attending would be Duomo Cathedral, Brera Art Gallery, La Scala Theater, and if we have time, we'll also visit Castello Forzesca. Once we're done touring Italy, we will go wine tasting again. Once again, we do have a teenager with us, so not everyone will go this time. Me and my partner will stay back and let the rest of the adults go out. So with that being said, our grand total for the day would be $1,025.35. Breakfast would cost us roughly $132.76. Tuk-tuk riding, which, if you don't know what tuk-tuk riding is, it's like a really small car with 3 wheels, and that was $119 per person, which would be $892.59 in total. And then for the Catena Urbana Winery, for the adults that were going, would be $178.59. So for day 5, I have set aside for primarily shopping, because I'm a shopping girly. Why not? We will be shopping at the Renaissante Milano for a shopping spree throughout the day. I chose this one because it said it was the most affordable. Not necessarily affordable, but they had some of the cheaper stores downstairs and then more of the high-end stores upstairs, so that was nice. We'll also plan to get like souvenirs for family members as well to bring back, and then we'll have lunch and dinner in between shopping. So for lunch, we're gonna go to Via Pasteria, and for dinner we'll have Ristorante Galleria. My partner and I have a $2,000 budget set aside for strictly shopping, and that's split between the two of us. Well, you know, maybe split between the two of us. I might spend more, you never know. And then for lunch, we would typically spend around $97.60, and for dinner $212.40, giving us a grand total of $2,810 for the day. For day 6, I envisioned it being more of a closed off private day for me and my partner, so we wanted to spend that day alone. We wanted to take a 3-hour cooking class. In the class, we'll make pasta tiramisu. We'll eat the pasta for lunch, so we don't have to worry about lunch. And then after the cooking class, we're going to go to Lake Como, and there we're going to go on a boat cruise. Then we're going out to dinner together to Trattoria Trippa. The cooking class was $91 per person. The boat cruise will be $154.15 per person, and dinner would cost us $98.20, giving us a total of $708.50 $50, and that's also including traveling fees as well. I'm sorry if I haven't expressed that in the last like 3 slides, but all of these prices that I gave you do include traveling fees of $30 for every individual. So for day 7, yes, well, actually for the day before we leave, May 29th, assuming everyone will be tired, we just want to sit down and relax. So we're probably just going to have a night in, watch movies, take naps, bake cookies, and cook inside. So we're going to DoorDash groceries. We found for groceries to be $130.22. And then for our final day, we will be leaving, headed to the airport. The taxi back to the airport will be $93. Our flight leaves at 10:30 a.m. and we intend to arrive at the airport by 9:15 a.m. Where we will land in Grand Rapids Airport and then part ways. So for our trip, for our $10,000 budget, we ended up spending approximately $8,708.99. With a budget of $1,291.01 left over to just have for a oops situation, or to have put up for any emergencies or like extra spending that we wanted to do. I hope you guys enjoyed.